Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2 from Dreamhack Valencia 2022. We got two of the best players in all of the world and all of Korea battling it out. Let me introduce. In the top left, you've seen him through the 12 years of his career, one of the youngest players to join GSL and still dominating it today. Here, to continue dominating outside of it, we have, of course, the man, the myth, the Maru. Opening up a 2 gas on Moondance? Wow. Jimmy, edit it out. Alright. Tell them to like and subscribe and just put it over the top. In the bottom right, though, trending lately, one of the most entertaining Protoss, charting a new course, especially in Protoss versus Zerg, but also in Protoss versus Terran. One of the few competitors for the man across the field, it's herO. You've all seen his mass gateway early Stargate control. Oh my god, this probe has damaged so much. In Protoss versus Terran, at least recently from what I've seen, he has favored the very heavy tech plays. So kind of a bit of a reversal from Protoss versus Zerg. Maru and herO have gone back and forth. Oh, come on. No. Don't. He just repairs it and then the probe dies. Okay. It was boxed in. We're on Moondance. Moonbase. No. Moondance. With the pocket base at the back. 6 mineral patches. A single gas. Important to note. That means if you do want to go for a heavy tech, you won't quite have as many resources. It's more like 2.6, maybe 7, maybe a little less bases. But definitely a lot better than having to reach out in a potentially dangerous situation and take your third if you're not confident in it. Especially for Terrans who can just, lift their command center. Reaper playing chicken with the Adept. As in, it is the chicken. He's not going to risk it. Stargate is on the way. Not a surprising choice at all. Kind of the default choice. The Stargate, occasionally the Twilight takes over the majority of games. I don't know if it's map pool or meta or some combination of the two dependent. But the Stargate is back in full force as the default choice in Terran versus Protoss. Going to be Phoenixes immediately. Maru saw that as well. A second command center on the high ground. So Maru decided on a 2 gas, 1 base opener. Maybe partially because the probe got there so quick. I don't know. Just wants to play it very safe. Widowmine will burrow the split second before the Phoenix gets there. He drives the Phoenix into another mine. Clever girl, Maru. Even if the Phoenix breaks off in the first one, it runs into the second. It's the little things in life. herO, though, not going to slow down on the expansions. He takes the third at the back pocket. 3 Adept shading across the map. A second barracks on the way. Raven for Maru. These 3 Adepts should not be a deadly force, especially when combined with any... Oh, what? You can't just... What? Oh, herO. Wow. The ultimate mind game. When you're as good as Maru, opponents won't shade their Adepts through because they assume you have something in your main to defend. That was actually just a mistake by Maru. And I'm like 90% sure that herO was convinced Maru was leading him into a trap. There's no Widowmine. There's nothing in the mineral line. He could have gotten 5, 6, 7 SCV kills at least. But herO balks at the chance. Maru's reputation precedes him. Of course, having those Adepts on the field, keeping some control over the situation is important, but I would argue those SCV kills are probably more worth it. It's game one. You don't want to risk it. It's just a best of 3 here in the group stage. Dreamhack Valencia. It's Stargate into Robo, Forge on the way, so we are leaning on essentially mech toss right now. Phoenix's Sentry. Wouldn't be surprised to see a second Robo even. Everyone just sitting back. There's, with the new maps, especially maps with such a different lane. No, my god. Oh, Maru picks off the furthest ones first. Gets 2 out of 3 of Adepts. Phoenixes are splitting towards each angle, possibly trying to intercept a Raven or a Widowmine drop, which is obviously a threat. Even the Adepts have scouted it. An Immortal on the way. Robotics Bay. A cannon is spotted by Maru as he scans. I wonder what he'll make of that. Oh, he spotted the Widowmine. How did he see it? Either way, this is a total disaster. There's an Adept in the main. The Adept, how many kills are we looking at? Three SCV kills? 3 Phoenixes died. He just kind of flew right over the top, which I don't know what possessed him to do so, but he ended up losing 3 out of 7 of those Phoenixes. Another one badly bruised. Cannons, just to try to zone out here, but Maru isn't looking to poke and prod, he's looking to smash down the front door, and here we're starting to realize that adding on more cannon, shield batteries. No charge. The Phoenixes can maybe drag the Widow Mines over the army. That's a lot of mines. Did he unburrow all of them? And how much detection? There isn't an armory for Maru, so once they fire, they are revealed. Colossus doesn't want to step too far forward. No extended thermal lance right now. The cannons and shield batteries, on top of the fact force field exists, are giving Maru some pause here. Hiding the Widow Mines. New map, new exciting ways to catch those Phoenixes looking the wrong way. Yeah, Maru decides it's not worth the effort. Probe sacrificed on the altar of mines. Twilight and Forge. Second Forge. The first Forge finishes up +1 ground weapons, and so far, herO has survived the early pressure, and he's made it to this very technical army. He's got 2 Colossi. He's got Phoenixes. He's sacrificing. That might have been what happened in Maru's main earlier. Just sacrificing Phoenixes. That's kind of an expensive sacrifice. But they do survive a single mine hit. 62 probes. He stopped probe production, or at least it looks that way. 4th base for herO at the front. Maru has taken his pocket at 60 SCVs. Ghost Academy on the way. Putting the pieces together. No turrets or anything dotting the mineral lines or the edge of the base. But he has recognized that this is not really an army that, like, he's not going to be making a massive amount of gateway units. Only 6 gates, which is kind of obscenely low for someone on 4 bases. As he, right now, herO is way more focused on that tech production. He's got a Twilight pumping out charge, a Forge with +2, and another Forge with +1 armor. +2 weapons, of course. Maru is teching up himself the enhanced shockwaves to reverberate across the army with the ghosts. Disruptors on the way. 3 is the count, for those of you counting. I got a lot of counters in the chat.
The numbers don't lie!
How you doing?
And they spell disaster for you!
But 3 Colossi into Disruptor. 3 enough to easily burn Marines, and I believe mines in a single attack. And then Disruptors to fill in the blanks, because eventually Maru will get potentially an overwhelming Viking count. That's part of why the Phoenixes are here, to box out the Vikings. Well, herO, 80 army supply against 98 of Maru. Still a tense game, though. Not too many units lost so far, as mostly they're jockeying for position. Neither player really comfortable attacking into those first 3 bases. Widow Mines well spread. An EMP plus Widow Mines could shred these Phoenixes before they really have a chance to do anything. Hallucinated Phoenixes trying to drag mines, but the turret will reveal them, so they won't fire on it. 11 gates now for herO, as he wants to be able to reinforce a very difficult to control army on either side here. Goes to Byun, right up against a half a dozen spellcasters for herO. Oh, the Dorito dusting, the anti-armor missile. What's in there? There's a sentry and well, there's nothing now. The Vikings knock it out of the sky. The Warp Prism, the backbone, the lifeline for this push, shut down. Though could reinforce from back home. It's not particularly far. He hasn't driven deep into Maru's base yet, splitting off some zealots. We got a fleet beacon. 2 more Stargates. Not sure if it's going to be for carriers or for Tempests yet. There's not a single Liberator, which is usually what the Tempests are for. If he's feeling confident, well, carriers are the endgame army, as we all know, and a fusion core. It appears great minds think alike, as neither player willing to risk a ground-based army at this stage of the match. Small bio army guns down a few zealots here. A couple more command centers as we're just going sprinting into the macro game. Oracle for constant revelation, +1 attack and armor for air. In production for herO. The Phoenix is flying out. Gotta be careful of EMP. Liberators on the way. Maru, at least gonna try to shave off some of these outer bases if he can get a good spot. The Vikings doing a lot of damage. +1 ship weapons is done. +2/+2 on the ground for herO. This is an incredibly technical army to control. We have disruptors, sentries, phoenixes, Oracle, the Colossus themselves. I believe those are Blink Stalkers. There's half a dozen things that... Oh. You don't want to lose track of any. That is so many zealots. Like 20 zealots over here on the left flank. Gonna drag Maru's bio army back. herO doesn't really have the money to lose all of them. The Stalkers coming in on the right. I think herO's kind of trying to trade out some of these gateway units. So that way he can build fleet beacon stuff. And, well, trade implies he gets something in return. And Maru's trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Ship upgrades are finishing for both sides, +2 for Maru. Maru, oh my god, the zealot's getting cut off. A few of the phoenixes flying in towards the turrets, looking for the liberators, but the Vikings, oh my god. Maru's army just has felt far too scary for herO to engage. He's had more than enough that if herO ever takes a bad position, which is most of the map, it's just going to evaporate. And now with this many EMPs, oh, EMP actually lands on the Oracle, a Venn Diascan in the center of the map. And finally, those final tier building upgrades. Maru is completing the tech tree, essentially. +3 ship weapons. Full 3/3 bio. A nuclear missile. EMP lands the Nexus, and no energy for recall because of those ghosts. High sec auto tracking. So, the army values. Maru has a larger army with more mineral value by a few thousand, but herO has an incredibly expensive army in terms of gas. That doesn't, there's no real point at the end of that sentence. It's just a lot of stuff that neither side can replace very easily. And solid bioforce. Enough to drag back herO. Nuclear missile is fired. A zoning nuke, but the ghost dies pretty much immediately. One of the most obvious bait and switches here. herO knows this is happening. Is there time for a recall? This Nexus is at full energy, but once the ghosts get to it, he's landing the EMPs. Where is the recall? Is he just gonna walk? herO's just walking down here. Maru has already rebuilt the forces he lost on the right flank. Right now, Maru is playing all sides of a MOBA map, and herO is just going down a single lane. The EMPs, the fade away. The Oracles don't really have any energy because of said EMPs. Maru trying to maneuver around, herO busting up the left flank. Hallucinated Colossus, not sure if misclicked. Walking in towards it. Well, an Oracle goes down, but some ghosts getting sniped out. The medevacs have not had time to heal half these units up. Another set of storms softens things. Turrets doing what they can. A lot going on. A lot of splash damage potential. Disruptors find the mark. Storms cover the retreat. But Maru is mostly intact. herO's army is now comparably sized. The temp is chipping away. Oh my god, EMP hits everything. Caught between a rock and a hard place right now. The temp is shelling at such a range, and herO has broken up to the high ground. Not sure what Maru is waiting. Well, that's one thing to wait for. A nuclear missile. Is there vision of the ghost? Maru closes in. He's gonna need to cancel the nuke disruptor. He lets it land for dramatic effect. Punctuating that fight. And it did actually put a timer on herO's attack. But here comes herO, the concave, looking a little ridiculous. And Maru lining up on the right flank. Oh my, oh. herO pretty far in towards Maru's base. Maru is playing with a lot of Protoss fire here, but herO may have walked into a full 360-degree surround. Maru from the north, east, south, and west. Is it enough? The ghost, EMP across the board, shield stripped away, Zealots close the gap. But every Colossus falls. Oh my god. Oh, a disruptor shot targeted down. It was not easy. Maru, the patience. The patience of a saint. And the killer instinct of Rambo. herO made the most obvious and most common mistake. Maru pulling a classic Sun Tzu is feigning weakness when you are strong in order to bait your opponent, in this case, into a bad position. Though the execution of that surround. Now, he has to close this out as herO still has a good economy. So I was so hyped about that. herO has no opportunity. Oh my. Well, grinding through the grab bag of Protoss units. Oh my. No, we're going back. We gotta take another look. From both sides. First, the herO cam. So, he's lost his oracles, which means he doesn't really have a revelation. He's expecting an army from the right flank. It's actually a little suspicious when he doesn't see it. herO's kind of like looking around the edges. There's an army there. Then suddenly, from the back, that's not ideal. Warping in. Actually beats back the army at the rocks there. It does feel like herO didn't quite expect the stopping power of the bio. Like, a lot of people think of ghosts as spellcasters. Honestly, ghosts are entire... Oh my god, that was the saddest recall. Oh, we get extra sadness. I brought this replay brought to you by sadness. Are you kidding me with that recall, herO? Oh, what? How sad. It doesn't even get all the Tempest. Oh my. But a lot of people underestimate ghosts in an actual fight. A lot of people think of them as EMP, nukes, but they're actually way higher DPS than a Marine against Zealots. And they have double the HP. And don't take extra damage from Colossi. Like, what's not to love? Maru, the Ghost Whisperer. Now let's look at the patience of Maru here. The awkward part, like, he's maxed out. So, but in this position, if he loses a fight, he cannot recover. He's not going to recover from that. The production is right there. herO's in the choke point where all his units are coming out. So every fight past this will be through a choke point. He has 2 control groups for army. Oh my god. How does it... How do you land EMPs like that? He EMP'd the... Did he queue them up? Did he really plan that many seconds ahead? This is when I wish we could go to like half speed.
Base is under attack.
Okay. I need to watch this side of the army. Oh, he selects the ghost from down here for a split second. And then these ones, EMP. Oh, I definitely missed it during the fight.
Base is under attack. Base is under attack.
My god. Just a little box of legs to minimize splash damage. EMPing the Zealots as they come in. He set up such a nice army. Of course, herO kind of walked into it, but he really kind of heaved and hawed. Oh my god. I'm starting to think this Maru guy is pretty good. Alright, Jimmy. We got more games. herO's more than capable of coming back. Understandable but painful mistake. And also, Tempest... I'm not an incredible fan of the Tempest if you don't see Liberators. At least Liberators in high number. But we'll have to see in Game 2. Inside and out is the choice. Maru with a command performance in Game 1. That is the macro map. That is the sit back and build up. That's the one that made it through the pool. I assume Maru was able to pick first, and he went for it. But, of course, Protoss don't mind having a free base at the back either. Wow. Just a shout out to Zest. 2 games this time. I feel like it's going to get a little bit longer each time. Look forward to Zest coming back in a couple years with hopefully something to come back to. Which is pretty much what he said in his goodbye interview. But enough about Zest. Anyway, scouting with a probe this early. 1 against Maru is probably a good idea. And 2, very annoying for the Terran. Maru once again going for a double guess of the probe. Threatening the life of an SCV. They always threaten. Rarely do they follow through, but not because of want of bloodlust. For a mechanical creature, probes have a surprising amount of bloodlust. Fun fact. I'm very interested, like, this is one of those builds. This is essentially a TVT build from Maru. Heavy on the tech units early. Essentially covering anything he could be dealing with in the early game. He's walled off. Gonna have a Reaper. A Factory. No vulnerabilities on the low ground. Is this how we play Terran against Protoss now? Or, alternatively, is this how Maru plays Terran against Protoss? Because there's a big difference between those things, Maru and everyone else, as we've seen many times in the past. I think Maru just wants to make sure no early shenanigans shut him down or slow him up. A Stargate again is the choice from herO. He's got the command center, but on the high ground, even despite scouting, there's no proxies, and the fact he has the 1-1-1 already on the way, he doesn't even risk the low ground command center. Which, remarkably conservative here. Not even, like, some of those annoying Protoss cheeses, whether it's sending the first Adept out or getting caught a little bit off guard by an Oracle. There's a wide variety of things that can go horribly wrong in the early game. Of course, on the Protoss side, you're not immune. Not at all. Okay, so now what? Oh, he drops the Reaper in front of the Adept. Oh, you think you can hit that, bro? Shut up. Okay. I know I don't have much range. Is that close enough for you? I do imagine Phoenixes is like the bullies in school. Alright. The Twilight Council. Okay, guys, do you even lift? That was some pretty cool shade I threw, wasn't it? Shut up, bro. Try hitting a ground unit. Well, Adept makes it across. There's, knowing Maru, there's a Widow Mine somewhere. Can you see it? With our magical X-ray cam, sometimes we can get a glimpse. There's a second one. That one's a little more obvious. herO with the third base. Hellion rolling in, gets a decent scout. The Adepts will hunt it down. Did the Phoenix just die? Oh no. Maru cancels his tech lab in favor of a reactor upon seeing a real Phoenix. And wants those Widow Mines. Getting a bunker. He's actually... He didn't scout for the third. I think Maru is assuming an all-in here. Like a Stargate-based all-in. Of course, the bunker is not a particularly expensive precaution. And this has been a very cautious Terran versus Protoss style Maru's showing. Adepts shading through again. A proxy gate. Now, there is potential for aggression. And by that I mean he's got 5-6 Stargates right there at the third. No, he doesn't have Stargates. Those aren't Stargates. Those are Stalkers. They're called Stalk. Wow, 5-6 Stargates at the third. How crazy. That would be very difficult to support. You know what? Maru's instincts were right. Believe it or not, he's a better player than me. He realizes the potential for aggression, and without that bunker, I wouldn't be surprised if herO had already gone in. But the bunker's here, and Maru even holding some of his units in reserve, suspecting exactly this. The units come down from the main. The bunker dies, but takes a few key volleys out of the Stalkers. And most of the units are still intact. 2 Adepts, though, shade into the main. Pretty big mistake out of Maru. Going to split his forces here and allow the Stalkers to get more purchase at the natural. Widowmines doing their best. Maru has a lot of bruised SCVs. Stalkers blinking back. Widowmines firing. Adept shading in again. Devo's raised. 7 SCVs. Finally, the Adept goes down, but 7 SCVs is nothing to scoff at. herO with another shade, testing the waters. Oh no, the traitorous Marines and... oh. The Marines rallying out of the barracks. Stalkers trying to come in, but Maru should have enough forces on both sides. herO getting a little less cost effective as time goes on. He's lost now a couple Stalkers and 7 Adepts. Spotter pylons here to see if Maru picks up and tries to get out anytime soon, which is definitely in the realm of possibility. Some more gateways being slapped down alongside a Robo. Bit of an Artosis pylon there at the 3rd. Widowmines burrow again, just a mass gateway style. Maru has to hold the line. herO keeps pushing it back. The Raven's still intact. Medivacs are out of energy. This has been such a back and forth. What are all these pylons, herO? Did he block his own base? There's a chance, but the mass charge line. No upgrades yet. +1 armor on the way. Guardian shield covers the retreat, but the sentry itself hunted down and killed. Pretty sure he blocked his own base. Probes long distance mining. I'm not... Alright, we're gonna have to do some mining math on that one. What? It warps in 3 sentries. Gonna try to catch Maru as he comes down the natural ramp, I assume. A lot of Widowmines here, but Widowmines can backfire pretty easily. Dark Shrine. So he decides not to expand here, but I'm still not 100% sure if he blocked his own base or not. Warp Prism in towards the main, and Maru actually doesn't have any vision on the edge of his main. There's been so much pressure right now, a warping could be pretty devastating. Keep looking at it, but we can see where the players are watching with that mini-map camera. Now, herO, Maru just kind of breaks out. This army, oh my god, no, 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 don't stand there! Oh my god, while the charge lots get into the main at a great timing here, he walks into the minefield and loses all his sentries. A lot of splash damage across the rest of the army too. The mines cover the gate, and once again, herO walking through rocks into a choke point. Deja vu. This time, not as devastating of a fight, but definitely kills herO's momentum, whatever he had. Which was not that much now that Maru's bio army, oh my god, 85 to 53 army supply. And yeah, the upgrades, he's only got 1-1, but that's still better. And the boys are here. The force fields are not enough. He doesn't have enough sentries. The bio army is stimming past. Saves an immortal, but at what cost? This army is far too beefy. He's tearing through everything on the way across, going straight for the natural. Is there anything to stop him? The battery is depowered. No overcharge, no +1, no nothing. No chance of beating Maru. A command performance. herO unable to find any sort of decisive engagement. He tries a few angles, but is acutely aware of how devastating this is. No amount of fancy Immortal Micro is going to save you now. A few DTs might. It's not like Maru is completely gutted back at home. He brought the SCVs, but yeah, this is a bit awkward. Okay, it'll make it interesting. As Maru doesn't have... He has plenty of scans, and the DTs are very temporary here. Yes, the Immortals are chasing across the map, but mules exist. Hero's already built a base in the top left, anticipating a base trade, which is kind of like the best case scenario here. Okay, he did juggle the Immortal. Maru's actually losing his production. So we are going into kind of a full-on base trade. There's not that many Stalkers to bring down the Orbitals, though, blinking to try to intercept. There's only enough gas for one more Stalker. The handful of Marines that managed to pop out are fighting. More Zealots warped in. The probes are being slaughtered. This is most of the rest of the probes. Most of Maru's SCVs that have survived are with the army. So we're going into a base trade. But herO is base trading a Terran, which is not usually a great proposition because their buildings can fly. Though, how many DTs are left? 0. Wow, that's not very many. Oh, he made them into Archons! Oh, if he kept them as DTs, all the orbitals are lifted! Oh no. Things just not going herO's way here. He's recalling, but loses an Immortal. 2 probes left is not much to rebuild an economy with. Maru coming back home. He's landing an orbital to make sure he has detection, but slaps a scan. No, that's not remotely enough. Even with overcharge, which he doesn't have. Maru with a decisive 2-0 against herO. Between baiting the surround, bolstering his defenses, just play like Maru. I don't know how he does it, but he does it so well, and he has for so long. herO, he might be revolutionizing Protoss versus Zerg, but there's still no known counter to the man, the myth, the Maru. Well, I was trying to find something more profound, but for now, I'll leave you with that. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. What match do you want to see? Who can even compete with Maru? I hope I made your day a little bit better. Good luck. Have fun. I'll see you next time. Stay chill.